Just give yourself a minute to get back into it, you know. It's been a while.
Let me titties read.
What's up everyone, Matt here and welcome to this brand new video. I'm joined by my wonderful mum Joanne again.
Hello.
Thanks again for doing this.
You're welcome.
It's great to have you in one of my videos again. It's been a long time, of course, since I did a collaboration with anybody for that matter. I mean, most of my videos are done with my mum, but you are really good on your fragrances, so
I've got a good teacher.
Well, you do. But I don't know, it comes from liking it as well.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
And I think since I got into fragrances, I think you've liked them a lot more. So.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely look further into it now.
Absolutely. So the fragrance that we're going to be talking about today, guys, comes from the year 1997, and this is actually a fragrance that is discontinued now, unfortunately, which probably doesn't come as a surprise to any of you. A lot of you know that I like my discontinued and rare scents. And this is a fragrance that comes from the German house of Joop, or what a lot of people pronounce as
Joop.
Yeah. Everyone says Joop, even though it is actually pronounced Joop.
Yeah.
So yeah, could you get the bottle, please?
Yes, certainly.
Awesome. So the fragrance is called What About Adam? Now it's a really strange name, I know. A lot of you might have heard of this. A lot of you might not have heard of it. This is one of the fragrances that I've always wanted in my collection. It's a very rare fragrance. Not a lot of people talk about this. The only reviewer that I'm aware of that has talked about this fragrance on YouTube is Chris from Scentland. I will leave his review down below. Brilliant review. So this is a really amazing fragrance, guys. This is a fragrance that I have not really smelt a lot in any other creation. It's a scent in its own. It's different. And I cannot wait to review it, which is why I've got you, Mum, to help me review this fragrance. So, yeah, it's going to be great. So, what can you really tell me about this fragrance from what you've smelt of it? What kind of fragrance would you say it was?
It's a fresh, clean smell, in my opinion.
It is. Obviously, we will go through all the notes and everything.
I think it's also a unisex fragrance, because I would definitely wear it.
Would you wear it?
Yeah, without a doubt.
I can see that.
It's just very clean and crisp and fresh.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful scent.
Absolutely.
It's lovely.
Thank you. So the House of Joop seems to get a bit of a bad reputation in the fragrance industry. The House of Joop create a lot of really heady fragrances, a lot of really strong, bold, sweet fragrances that not a lot of people will like, but in my opinion, I really do like them. The only fragrance that really does give the fragrance company a bad rep is the original Joop Homme, which you either love or you hate. And you don't like it?
No, never did.
Okay. What do you not like about it?
It's too heavy and heady for me.
It is. It can also be very cloying at times, depending on how much you apply.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very strong fragrance, very strong on the cinnamon. It's just like a gourmand fragrance. I mean, it came out in the 80s, so it's definitely stood the test of times being a strong fragrance. So yeah. So this fragrance, guys, you might have heard of, like I said before, you might not have heard of. So 1997, this one was launched, guys. The perfumer is Khalees Becker, who I believe is Russian or I don't know. She could be she's definitely Scandinavian. I know that, but she's an amazing perfumer, and she's created fragrances from the House of Killian, and she's also created fragrances like Beyond Paradise for both men and women from Estée Lauder. So, love Beyond Paradise. I haven't actually smelled the original women's version, but the men's version is incredible. Again, another discontinued scent. Such a shame. So this is a fragrance that was launched, again, like in 1997, and it was launched from the company of Lancaster Group. And this, of course, is made by Lancaster. And Lancaster were basically the company that owned Joop in the 90s. From, I believe, 1987, from when the original Joop perfume was made, from 2006. And then in 2007, Coty bought over the company. So, I mean, the fragrances from Joop are still brilliant, but there's something about the Lancaster creations. I've got a vintage formulation of the original Joop Homme, and I compare it with the new version. If you guys want to see that video, I will leave it in the comments, in the description just down below, so you guys can check it out. But yeah, so I'm going to stop talking because we're already 5 minutes pretty much into this video. So yeah, let's apply some of this. Okay, here goes. So yeah, I forgot to mention, guys, this is actually the male counterpart to a fragrance launched in 1996 called All About Eve, which is a cinnamon apple fragrance, which is actually still in production.
Really?
Yes, you can still buy it. It's fairly cheap online and it gets a lot of good ratings. I'm actually thinking about buying a bottle because it's known as smelling like a really nice, classy cinnamon apple.
See, I like that.
So, yeah. Whereas this one, the male counterpart, is unique. So what I'm going to talk about first, guys, is the smell. So I'm going to talk about the notes. So in the top, we get notes like zesty citrus peel, grapefruit, tomato leaf, cassis, and spearmint. So definitely what I get straight off the top is I get that very zesty grapefruit. Hits me straight in the face. Although I do get that spearmint just underneath.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, it's not like your peppermint. It's not like a peppermint. It's not like a cool mint. It's a very sweet mint, almost candy-like. And there's almost this garden-like quality, almost like being out in nature with the tomato leaf, which really gives the fragrance this exotic, just absolutely outstanding smell. But there's something else in there as well, and it's almost creating this macho-ness underneath. Like I get this zesty, fresh fragrance, but there's something underneath which is giving it that powerhouse macho smell.
Smoky.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a smoky.
It is.
Could that be the next notes?
Possibly.
Like the sandalwood.
Well, I'm actually really intrigued by the note of cassis, because it says here it's often paired up with bourgeons de cassis, which is another fragrance, I guess, which is known to smell a little bit like either black currant or cat pee. And do you know what? Yeah, I do get a little bit of a feline has pissed here type of smell, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Do you not get that sort of pissy smell out of this fragrance? But it's done in a very, very interesting way.
It's not distasteful. Lovely.
It is. It's a gorgeous fragrance. And sorry to put any of you guys off when I said that, but it isn't distasteful, like what you said.
Yes.
It's done in a very interesting way. But yeah, it's known to smell very strong, but it's the whole blend is different. It's known to sometimes smell fruity, but with black currant sort of with sort of like blackcurrant smells and stuff. I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah. So blackcurrant, I don't really get a blackcurrant smell out of this per se, but very zesty, very citrusy, very natural and exotic for that tomato leaf. The cassis definitely does create a bit of a macho-ness underneath, and the spearmint giving it a nice sweet minty type of quality, which is really, really nice. Just adds a very, very nice, classy, but casual type of smell. In fact, it kind of smells a little bit sporty.
Yeah, it does. You're right there.
It gives me a sporty type of smell. Like
yes,
vibe.
it does.
It doesn't remind me of anything like a cheap sporty fragrance, like an Adidas or an Umbro or...
It's more maybe like Lacoste type or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a beautiful fragrance. And the rest of the notes, guys, in the heart, we get geranium, lavender, ozonic florals, cedarwood, and sandalwood. So what I've noticed with this fragrance is it doesn't really take that long to dry down. When you spray it, it stays zesty for a good 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, the fragrance really starts to smooth off and it turns into this really nice woody scent. And the woody scent really does smell very sensual at this point. In fact, I did a little experiment the other night. I made my mum wear Joop Berlin, which you can check out in my previous video. And I made my stepdad wear What About Adam. And fair to say, you guys enjoyed both.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely, yeah.
You guys had just had a shower and I wanted to see what you guys said. And you enjoyed it. And it is a beautiful scent.
It is, it's lovely, really lovely. I do get the sandalwood.
Your sandalwood, yeah?
I do.
Same. Very, very nice wooden smell. Kind of polished. Kind of wood smell. Very, very nice. Although, like I said, it's still very zesty at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
And then in the dry down, guys, in the base notes, we get oak moss, vetiver, labdanum, and vanilla. So personally, I don't get a lot of labdanum nor vanilla in this fragrance. I mean, we probably won't at this point, but in the dry down, I mean, you might, I don't know, but personally for me, I mean, I've worn this fragrance quite a bit since I got it, and I was really looking forward to it smelling like a really nice candied citrus, woody vanilla type of scent, essentially. But no, it's definitely not like that. It's actually better. Because what you get is this very mossy dry down and this very green dry down, which really does remind you of being out in the great outdoors.
Yeah, it does.
Like being in a garden filled with flowers and grass, but it doesn't smell like a French fragrance. It smells, again, like what I said in the Joop Berlin video, it smells very European. It smells like a fragrance that you would smell. Maybe this is the type of fragrance that I can imagine smelling in a beauty shop in Spain, or in a cosmetic shop in Germany, or somewhere very European, maybe the Netherlands or something. It just doesn't give me a French, classic eau de toilette.
It's too citrusy.
It's far too casual.
Yeah.
Very out there fragrance. It's not bold. It's not strong. Mm-hmm. It's not a strong fragrance like typical Joop Homme. Or this is like Joop Homme if it had gone citrusy, I think. Because this is a strong citrus fragrance, guys. And a lot of citrus fragrances tend to not be strong. However, this one has its potency. And I think it has its potency because that grapefruit is just so bitter and it just bites you. And it says here, right, on base notes, this delightfully fresh fragrance by Wolfgang Joop is the male counterpart to his All About Eve. The grapefruit in the top note hits you straight away.
I was just going to say that to you.
And it does. It definitely does. In fact, let's respray real quick on another part of it. Let's... Yeah,
it comes out straight away.
Yeah. But it's not like a typical grapefruit, guys. This doesn't smell like a candied grapefruit. It doesn't smell... I mean, there's so many interesting notes at the top.
It's a fresh, clean grapefruit.
Yeah.
Can I smell that on you? Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of mint on my...
It smells completely different on me to you.
It does. But smell, can you get the spearmint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just comes straight through.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very refreshing. It's just gorgeous. I couldn't tell you when this fragrance was discontinued, guys, but it's an amazing scent. Longevity is amazing. I get about 10 hours out of this, no joke. It actually works like a perfume. Never mind an eau de toilette. I mean, it's brilliant. The usual eau de toilette would probably get you about 7 to 8 hours. Yeah. So this one's really good. And I mean, it is classic. I mean, it is a vintage, technically. They don't make this fragrance anymore. And if you go online, they are pretty expensive. I was able to get this for a really, really good price. In fact, the truth is, my mum got me this video, and the main reason why I wanted her in this video was to say a really big thank you.
You're welcome.
I love you very much.
Love you too.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Because this fragrance is definitely one of the best fresh fragrances I've ever smelled. Yeah. So
that's fine, because it means that I can sneak in and wear it too, you see.
Yeah.
There's a method in madness.
By all means. Absolutely. Well, absolutely. I mean, it is an amazing fragrance. I mean, you were bang on what you said before about it being unisex.
Yeah.
Maybe to a degree. If a woman wears this, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this because you know me, guys, I wear anything, but maybe it is just a little bit too masculine. But if a girl or a woman wears it sparingly, it depends on the person.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
I think when it's first sprayed, it's more feminine.
Yeah. And
now that's turned, like the first spray is now gone more masculine.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I do.
Because it's when you first spray it, it's very...
Hi guys, sorry about that. The camera ran out of memory, so we had to quickly go back and delete some. So yeah, what was it you were saying, man, before the camera died? Sorry about that.
I think when it's first sprayed, it's a lot more feminine.
Okay.
And I think that when it's the dry down, tends to give a more masculine effect.
Approach, yeah.
Definitely. That's when it's first sprayed, it's very citrusy and sweet.
Yeah.
Which gives it the feminine stage, but when smell that, you can smell the sandalwood and is it cedarwood?
Yeah, it's got cedarwood.
You can smell all of that more in the dry down.
So I get a lot of woods, if I'm honest.
I do too.
Yeah, a lot of woods.
Well, that is very sweet compared to what we first sprayed.
It is. It is, without a doubt. I mean, it's just an amazing scent. Everything about it. Longevity's amazing. You spray it and you can smell it from a mile off.
You can.
I mean, usually.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, see, when you get it like that.
Yeah. That's just grapefruit, very grapefruit.
Very different. Very different than it is on the skin. But yeah, amazing fragrance, guys. I would highly, highly recommend that you guys check this one out. Like I said, discontinued. You can't find it. Again, like I said, prices are sky high. But if you guys can find a bottle, I don't think you'll be disappointed because it's amazing.
Not.
It really is an amazing scent. So guys, thank you. Thank you so much for watching this. Once again, another fragrance review. I am going to be back more often doing more fragrance reviews for you guys. I'll be doing more live streams. If you guys have any questions or anything, please throw them in the comments and I will get back to you guys ASAP. Have a wonderful day, guys. Keep smelling good. It's bye from me.
Goodbye from me. Bye.
Bye, guys.